first up, number 1 is Battle Royale. I have a list right here, so you know if I look down, look at the list so I can remember what I put there. Battle Royale and casual, your best friends, right? Battle Royale is the first thing you introduce to as a mechanic in the game, the first game mode. And it's a great game mode because you get a nice palette, right? You get to taste all the characters like, okay, I like Lance, I like Glaive, like it's all like, you learn, right? It's very bright. Then you also get that real world combat experience where you're just like, okay, I'm fighting real players, and real players aren't bots. They're gonna make random decisions. They're gonna be unpredictable for the most part. So I need to play real players. It gives you that experience. But Battle Royale and casual work hand in hand because Battle Royale, you get that wine, you get that sample platter, right? You get to play every character, learn everything. Practice, you can go deep. You can go deep with the character. Let's say you're playing Battle Royale and you get Glaive, the man, and you're just like, you know what, I want to learn more about Glaive. But you don't have Glaive, he's not on rotation. So, that's where casual comes in. I mean, practice comes in. You go deep with that character and learn the ins and outs of that character. So it's a great introductory, it's an appetizer, it's just something you should be using a lot more when you're a beginner because you have to learn all the characters in the game. Like, to be truly good, you should know all the characters in the game and what they do. And there's not that many. It's not like League where there's 140 characters, something like that. There's only like 30 characters in the game, so you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot of information very quickly, slowly, and it won't be like in your lifetime of Vainglory, it won't be overwhelming versus just coming in and being like, oh my god, there's 100 characters. Very key. Number 2, listen to pings. Pings are big, all right? As a beginning player, you're probably gonna play with at least maybe 1 or 2 experienced players in solo queue because they match people up randomly. So you'll have somebody who has a good understanding and working knowledge of the game. And pings is how, like, if you're doing something that's wrong, somebody will ping you like, hey, no, maybe you should do this. Or if you guys are trying to push turret, they'll be like, push turret now with a ping. Or if you want to push Kraken, they'll drop a ping. You know, listen to those pings because they'll show you, like, especially in certain moments and opportunities in the game, like what is expected, what should be done. It also lets you know, like, hey, maybe I'm going in, but my teammate's throwing up that warning sign because he's not going in. So I'm going into a 1v2 or 1v3. Like, it's very important. A lot of people hate pings, but for a beginning player to get a good working knowledge of the game and to just make friends, because you know some people, you know, if you don't listen to pings and bad stuff happens, people are like, oh, it's because of you. Just listen to the pings. It's worth it. You know, it's worth it. And use some pings of your own. If you think something's dumb, drop a ping. Don't, you know, you don't have to do it blindly, but just do what you gotta do. Number 3, which ties back into number 1, which is knowing all the roles and specializing in one. Role 1, carry. That's the dude in the lane. He's probably gonna be the guy doing the most damage in the game. Not always though. Number 2 is your jungler. The dude's in the jungle, he's running around, you know, he's farming with the support, and the support is roaming. I'll get into that, but he's going to the jungle. He's trying to get to it. He's usually a disruptive character, but he'll jump in and harass the enemy carry in the jungle so they don't mess with you. So he's just really aggressive, he's playful, like he's just great. I love jungling. Jungle's my favorite role. Next role is support, roam, you know, or captain as it's called now. This is the bulk of the team. This is your captain, this is your team captain. If anybody pings, if anybody's pinging like who you should listen to, it's definitely your captain. Your captain's pings are everything because he's the guy who's gonna create opportunities for your jungle to capitalize, for your laner to capitalize. And he's the captain. He's the one who's leading the team because he's usually in the front line. So if he's like, nah, this ain't good, back up, warning ping, you know, you gotta respect that. So that's the 3rd role. Out of the 3 roles, this is how it looks the difficulty. Jungle is the lowest on a one scale. Jungle is the low 1 to 3. Jungle is the lowest because it doesn't require that much skill. It's mainly, you know, it's an aggressive play style. It just means you just need to make good decisions and not mess them up. And it's not that hard really. Like, I've never felt jungle was a difficult role to play. Number 2, I would say laner, or carry. Laner, just because there's a lot of intricacies like you have to master as a laner, because the laning is, you know, focused mechanically, right? Because you're trying to out-farm the other team. You're trying to make sure that your other laner that you're going against, you're out-farming him. Like, you're just getting more farm. You're getting all your last hits. You're getting your CS, everything's good, right? And you have to, you know, you have to stutter step a lot. It's mechanically heavy. Like, you have to be, it's like a game of chess almost, or boxing. Hardest is really the support captain role, because like if your support captain is bad, your whole team can, you know, go down. Like if he makes a bad decision, you guys will walk into a death trap. If he doesn't fountain or crucible correctly, you guys die. Like he really is, like it's the most difficult role, and it has so much responsibility because its whole goal is to keep the other team away from your team, get your team in, keep your team alive, get your team away. Like it's a very difficult role, which is why not a lot of people play it. But it's also a great role to play in general because it'll put you in that team player mindset, and I think everybody should play the captain. Everybody should play the captain. Also, it'll help you get to higher ranks in rank because nobody likes to roam. Number 4, well, I said learn to play support. I forgot to skip that. So we'll just learn to play support. That's pretty much apparent. Learn to be the captain. Number 5, get good teammates. And this is easier said than done. A rising tide raises all ships. Surround yourself in good company. Here are the average of the 5 chimps you spend. There's so many like little philosophies and like things that go along with this. But get good players, right? Because you know, when you play with good players, not only are you gonna get carried, right? But you're also gonna see what good players are doing in general, which is also gonna tie into the last point. But you're gonna see what good players are doing. They're gonna give you some good feedback, and it also makes the game more enjoyable. Like when you do solo queue is not fun for a lot of people, but when you get that team, like it really like you're pumped, you're in it, you're going to do stuff, and it just feels great to be part of a team. And you know, if you ever want to play competitively, you're gonna need to have good teammates. So get good teammates. The way you can do this is an easy skill, right? Let's say you play a game and you guys do really good, you win, right? Add those dudes and keep playing with them. Those might be your lifelong teammates or whatever, but get good teammates. It's always, and like good is it's a weird scale because like maybe you're only good for what you are right now. Like you get it, but just like get people who are better than you, right? Play with people who are better than you because it'll make you better. That's a better way to say it. And I said better a lot. Number 6, stutter stepping. Stutter stepping is the act, and you've probably seen this, and there's some videos, I'll link one down below you can check out. Stutter stepping is the act of you doing an attack and canceling the attack animation by stepping to a different area. And you attack, you step back, and you attack, and you step back, and it's kind of like this, right? This is stutter stepping, right? A little bit of that, a little back, forth, attack, 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 attack. It's key because it will speed up your farm. Also, in certain instances, stutter stepping is amazing for fighting. It comes down to your character, by the way. But the stutter stepping is a key mechanic if you're a laner or a jungler. Supports don't really have to worry about this too much, but if you're a jungler, a laner, especially if you're a laner, stutter stepping is absolutely, you need to stutter step. So it's great for you to learn that technique early on. It's gonna improve your game, get you more farm, help you kill more people. It's just a fundamental mechanic of Vainglory that you need to have. So I'll put a link down below you can check out for stutter stepping. Read builds online. This is pretty simple. Reading builds online, you know, there's tons of builds you can check out. If you don't know how to build a specific character, you can always follow the recommended build inside the little build menu. But like read builds online, see how certain characters are optimized for certain things. Like usually these builds, they'll have descriptions, they'll tell you things about the character, things you might want to know, things you don't know. It'll tell you why somebody picks this item, why you should pick this item. So reading builds will really set you up long term for just like success, period. Like if I've done tons of videos where so far I've done 3 videos, not tons, where I've played with other like pro gamers builds like Xenotech, Rumbly Superset, Mango. Like you can see like why they do certain things, and it gives you like a good framework so that when you go into a game, you know, you're like, okay, what am I gonna build? What am I gonna build? What am I gonna build? You just have a good sense like, okay, wait a minute. So Glaive is really good with Sorrow Blade, Tyrant's Monocle, and a Breaking Point Signature or a Bonesaw, depending on what the enemy team is building. But these are things I probably want to have, right? So these things really optimize his ability, his damage, and stuff like that. So it'll give you a good working sense of each character and what you should be putting on them to optimize them. Number 8. I am gonna end it on this, and I'm gonna speed this footage up that you're watching. Number 8 is watch the 2016 World's Championships. And the reason why I say watch 2016's World Championships, you know, watch a couple games. You don't have to watch it from beginning to end, but watch a couple games, mainly Phoenix Armada, Team Solo Mid, Hammer's Velocity. Watch those guys' games because, like I said earlier, right, you wanna have good teammates. A rising tide raises all ships, you know? You wanna play with good people because you and yourself will get good because you're playing with good people. Watching good people, watching streams, this all like ties in, but 2016 Worlds was a big, like that was like the culmination of Vainglory talent, of excellence, of just pure power. So watching that, right, you'll see why pro players do what they do. You'll see, you know, opportunities in situations where you should capitalize, where you should not capitalize, maybe where you should run, maybe where you should go in. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, and then like the way they do stuff, like it's so efficient. It'll show you efficiency. It'll show you how the best in the world play their support character, right? How to play Lance, how to play Catherine, how to play Arden. It'll show you like the things you should be looking for in, you know, a character's role, how different people play them, when people buy items, how to push, how to be tactical with what you're doing. Like it's just that game, you know, it's everything you want and more wrapped up. So I highly recommend you check that out. Worlds 2016, you'll learn a ton. Like you'll learn so much. So definitely go check that out. And I mean, that's pretty much all I have to offer with that. I mean, just to recap, Battle Royale in practice are your friends. Battle Royale in practice are your friends. Number 2, listen to the pings. Number 3, play all roles but specialize in one. Number 4, learn to play support. And I make this its own separate one because it's that important, even though it can be an all play, all roles but specialize in one. 5, get good teammates. 6, stutter stepping is big. 7, read builds online. 8, watch 2016 Worlds. So 8 tips. And matter of fact, I didn't go into too much specialization, but that's pretty simple, right? Find your favorite role and learn to play that really well. Now, if you guys have any like tips, things you wish you learned when you were a beginner, things you know now, things you're not seeing people doing, things you wish you saw me doing in my gameplay, drop a comment down below. Drop that info. Give me that knowledge, buddy. Give me that knowledge in there. Right? I want that knowledge. Put it all in there right now. Because it'll help me out, it'll help other players out, it'll help people who are watching. This is just to like, just up everybody's game a little bit. Like this is the best I can. I'm not the best player in the world. I'm a tier gold. I was almost simply amazing like 7 times, but you know, solo queue will do it to you. So I'm not the best, but I'm decent, I'm good, I'm above average. So this is just me just thinking of things like, I wish I knew. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please triple the thumbs up or thumbs down. All thumbs matter, depends if you like the video or don't. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow in another video. Thanks for watching.